Hey guys, I'm Brittany Xavier.
And I'm Anthony Xavier.
And you're listening to The Long Game. Welcome back to The Long Game. Today I wanted to go over a couple of studies that caught my eye recently in regards to health and wellness. Anthony doesn't know about them, so we're going to go over them together and get his thoughts.
Okay. Right, here we go.
So ChatGPT reduces brain activity in writing tasks. So the finding was a scan, EEG scans showed reduced brain engagement, memory, and executive control when relying heavily on ChatGPT. What do you think about that?
I guess I'd have to say, how was this studied? Because I feel like ChatGPT can be...
MIT.
No, like how though? Like when they put it through
June
trials?
2025.
No, how? No, when and who.
What it found, users relying on ChatGPT showed reduced executive control, memory retention, and brain engagement, a phenomenon called cognitive offloading. So instead, it says how to counteract it. Draft content manually, then use AI for editing only. Practice daily brain exercises, journals, puzzles, learning languages. Schedule tech-free time or AI clean days. And then wrap structured routines that boost memory and reasoning. It makes sense because the more you rely on something to think for you, why would that help your brain exercise? Makes sense to me.
No, I think because I feel like you can use ChatGPT to be more efficient, but if you're reliant on it to solely think for yourself, then yeah, I can see where that would come into play. But
I mean, I think there are a lot of people, particularly Gen Z, who use it to think for them.
ChatGPT, or did it give the age group or no? Because did they study it between 15 to 25-year-olds or
18 to 39-year-olds?
Interesting.
From the Boston area into 3 groups, asked them to write several SAT essays using OpenAI, ChatGPT, Google search engine, and nothing at all, respectively. Research used an EEG to record the writer's brain activity across 32 regions and found that of the 3 groups, ChatGPT users had the lowest brain engagement and consistently underperformed at neural, linguistic, and behavioral levels. Over the course of several months, ChatGPT users got lazier with each subsequent essay, often resorting to copy and paste by the end of the study. That's actually very concerning for the new generation of kids, too, that are only going to know ChatGPT. Or I'm sure there'll be a more sophisticated version of it in the next probably 6 months.
Because I do feel like you need to have some type of logical process. For me, it's okay, how do I use ChatGPT to be more efficient at something I'm already doing?
Like, give an example.
So I had a whole list. I was in an Excel sheet and it had over 1,000 items, and there was no effective way to, just based on how it was written, there was no effective way to be able to filter out what I needed to find. So I was able to upload a ChatGPT and ask it, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Can you pull up those particular items for me? And I didn't even think about using ChatGPT. And so I was spending at least 30 minutes going through each line and trying to figure out, okay, how can I organize this based on the category? But that wasn't working. And then I realized, okay, I can upload this Excel sheet and then ask ChatGPT to find it for me. But it wasn't like I was trying to come up with like a research paper, or it was something very basic and a mundane task that I was able to effectively do it a lot quicker with ChatGPT. But if I had to write a paper and I'm like, I don't know, the history of whatever, and I just asked ChatGPT to write it for me, then I can see, yeah, because I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just asking it to just do it for me.
Right. So those should probably be avoided as much as possible because it's only doing your brain a disservice.
It's something that I use it. It's something that I'm already doing, but it cuts the time in half or significantly. But
it's still most likely, it's still
kids that are using it just write papers.
It's still reducing your critical thinking because you're not having to search for the things like you did before. It's still taking away some of that brain activity.
But I had to figure out a way to like ask ChatGPT or the things I'm specifically looking for to create a prompt to get it to get me the answer. I feel like I'm critically thinking, like I'm thinking about it from a systematic standpoint where, okay, I've already tried to filter it. I already tried to problem solve and it wasn't getting me there. And then I'm realizing it was a huge data sheet. So I can just upload a ChatGPT and it can be more effective at finding what I needed to get done.
Right. But that's not the only way you use it.
You said one example.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, I still feel like it's like the more you rely on it, the more it's negatively affecting your brain for critical thinking.
I could see it to a certain extent. I don't think kids should be using it. I think personally, they should go to high school, go to college, and be able to go through all that because that's like your foundational piece to understanding and learning.
The schools would have to like ban it on their IP address, but you can still get it on your phone.
There's still ways to get around it.
I think the thing is it only hurts you when you're using it to think for you all the time.
Yeah.
Like here or there, maybe like get you going on. I guess I use it more as like instead of Google, I'll just put it in there and I'll ask it questions.
Yeah, that's another perfect example. Yeah,
like
even
research.
Google now is implementing their AI into search. So you're asking a question and it already throws AI in there. It's like, okay, but it's cutting out that, okay, now I have to visit all the top 5 sites that whatever information I'm trying to look for. And now it's just doing it itself and compiling it and giving you a straight answer.
Yeah. I feel like I can always tell when someone's writing with ChatGPT too. It's always like the same, like you can tell the vibe of it is ChatGPT.
There's certain things within paragraphs that you can call out that's like, okay, they used AI.
And then it said the brain only group had highest neural engagement. ChatGPT users had the lowest. The ChatGPT users showed reduced memory retention and essay originality. Shifting from ChatGPT to brain only didn't fully restore neural activity. So even if you do that and you're shifting back, it doesn't undo the damage. That's interesting. I mean, it's like the older people you would see always doing crossword puzzles or doing a puzzle. Like, when do we ever do that? But they're keeping their brain active and critically thinking. Maybe we should start doing crossword puzzles.
I feel like I've tried to do that and I get so frustrated because it's always like random questions, but I guess maybe
that's a sign you need to do them.
What about Sudoku? That one I like.
I don't think I've ever played that before.
It's where you have to match up. Every row has 1 through 9, but then it has to go 1 through 9 across, vertical, horizontal. And so you have to figure out the right combination.
Yeah, do whatever helps your brain. You do you. I don't even know what that is, but
I feel like if you're doing it to think for you, then yeah, obviously it's going to really hurt you in the long term. If you have a good foundation of critical thinking and it's making you more efficient, and then you're able to get more things done. But yeah, kids that are in high school and college, if they're just using it just to get by, then that's going to hurt them.
It's also doing them disservice because you're not really retaining the information if you're just using that to. I mean, I can't even imagine being in college and writing a paper with ChatGPT. I truthfully don't think I would, because I'd be so worried that I wouldn't be able to do the test correctly. Or if I had to present, I wouldn't know. Like when you write something out and you're doing all the research yourself, like you really learn a lot more. You comprehend. So I can't imagine going on, having to do an oral presentation and then feeling like I didn't really write my paper.
Yeah,
that would be so stressful. I'm very much like a rule keeper like that, though.
I think I probably would have used it. I hate writing. I hate it so much.
Your brain would probably already be disintegrated then by the time we would have met.
No. I'm more into math and how things work, and it's a different, what is it? Left side is math and science, right side's like reading and writing. Sides of
yeah,
the
but
brain.
when are you using math? Like when you're just using your brain to do math? Like you're probably using ChatGPT for all those equations you would have, right? I would say you're not challenging your brain with math right now.
Every time I do checkout, I always try to guess how much money I'm getting back before the lady gives it back to me. When I see the total.
I would have to say the equations you used for the boxes we did outside, the garden boxes, you weren't correct on those.
Yes, I was.
You went to Home Depot like 13 times.
There's other things, other variables that came into play, but the soil equation was definitely off.
The soil
I don't
equation
know
was so weird.
what happened on
We even
that.
showed the garden workers too.
Were they right? I can't remember
I
because
think-
they gave a number.
I don't know, actually. I think we definitely bought too little. And then we bought another bag and it was too little. Like, we should have just bought more and returned what we didn't use. Next time we'll just do that.
Live and learn.
Okay, there are a few extra insights from the ChatGPT brain study that didn't make headlines but are super interesting. Let's see. Cognitive debt is like brain inactivity lag. So they coined the term cognitive debt to describe how, after prolonged use of ChatGPT, even when people stopped using it, their brain activity didn't fully rebound. Participants who studied with AI help and then were forced to write without it in the final round had persistently lower brain engagement than those who never used ChatGPT. This suggests residual cognitive passivity, even when AI was no longer in use.
But that goes back to what you said. And if you're writing a paper and you have to give a presentation on it, if you didn't write the paper and then you try to talk on it.
Right. It's just like not using your brain. But even if you use it now and you stop using it, whatever, like that's already done. That's actually scary.
It's because you're not learning.
It's going to
in
make
the
me
first
not
place.
use it as much. I definitely use it to, like, if I'm rambling on a text message, I'll copy and paste it into ChatGPT and be like, can you make this a sentence? And it'll cut out like mainly all the things I don't need. But I should just think of that myself and be like, what's not needed in here?
Yeah. Do you do it for measuring? Like measuring cups, teaspoon to tablespoons?
I use
or
it,
cups
yeah,
to-
for when I cook. If I need to swap out ingredients that I don't know what I have, like if it's asking for a certain one and I only bought one at the farmer's market that's in season, I just like ask it to swap out, like, what's a good vegetable swap for this? This is what I have in my cupboard. So that's nice, but
Instead of actually knowing, okay, it's summer, what
Right.
fruits or vegetables
like I'm still
are
not really
available.
thinking that through. So I think I need to scale back on it a little bit. I definitely use it like Google though. Like I asked it today what a plum has. Because I was eating a plum and I was like, is this good for me?
But
like,
wouldn't that be if, in essence, you're
I also
learning,
realized that a
though?
plum is a prune.
But that was from my mom. That wasn't
never, I
ChatGPT.
never. Oh, that was?
Yeah.
I never put that together before.
But there you're learning, though. You're going to find the answer. So it is like it would be the same as if you Googled something, or like I use it for the plants outside. Or like,
Well, I know,
oh,
but I'm
what-
saying like even Googling or the AI thing, that's also, I think that is also creating that passivity for your brain. It just hasn't been studied yet. But I think that more and more humans are relying on AI. It's going to dumb everyone down.
it can be beneficial used in the right way.
Because don't
or-
you think this generation is a lot less eloquent and smart than like adults in the 50s? Like if you see interviews of that time, you're like, these kids
their
were
vocabulary was
their vocabulary was different. They can talk to people. Like even just seeing kids being interviewed in these old videos, it's like
But social media probably has a
just scrolling the phone. I think in
role
general,
in that.
it's like dumbing people down for sure.
yeah.
Okay. Well, try not to use it as much as if you're going to use it. I think just like think about it. Can I figure this out on my own? Is it worth my brain shriveling up over it?
I would have to say because I use it for measurements sometimes where I'm, okay, how many cups is in a gallon, which I should already know that.
It's also not always correct. Like sometimes I'll be like, I upload a lot of my, that's what I do. I have my thread. What is it called? Like my health optimization chart. So I upload all of my function health stats on there, and then I ask it to give me like a breakdown of what I can optimize. I know it has the clinician notes, and I also have my functional health doctor, but it's nice to just get a deep dive on. But I know some things on there are not right. Like it'll say, based on this lab, and it would be like 3 days before. And I'm like, no. Like the lab date is on there.
Is it a part of the same thread?
Yeah, it's on the same thread. But it's like, it's referencing things where I have to tell like, no, this was the test from April, the other test. Like every time I write, I have to remind it what it's like, here's my new stat that got uploaded. This is from this test. So I do know that it's not 100%. And if I am researching something, I'll ask it that, but then I'll also research because sometimes I just don't 100% trust it.
Oh, remember I showed you that, whatever, not article, but that thing on Instagram where Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, ChatGPT, he was just surprised on how many people took ChatGPT as in like truth.
Because it makes weird mistakes where even if the date is posted on the screenshot I'm uploading, it's still not reading it correctly. So I know that sometimes it doesn't.
Or even on our shopping list when we were putting together ingredients and then it would create a shopping list. I think this was early on, but
it would take out all the
ones. Or like, wait, where's the potatoes? Right. Or where's this? Oh yeah, sorry about that. And just add it in. You're like,
yeah, certain things like you cannot trust it fully, but it does help with like the list making. Sometimes I'll use it for when I'm getting my shopping or my recipes. I'll pull all the ingredients, like I'll copy and paste the ingredients from the recipes I'm using. And then I'll ask ChatGPT to organize it by produce, nuts, seeds, dairy. So that way I know at the farmer's market, like these are the ones I can shop here. And then the other ones are when I go and order from Thrive or Whole Foods. So I feel like that helps. But in general, yeah, that would take me, because I was doing that manually before. And that would take me just like a lot of time.
See, that's where I see it's efficient doing like mundane tasks that you already know what you're doing or what you need from point A to point B. It just helps you get there a little bit quicker.
I guess if you had a team and you were saying like, I guess it would be the same thing if you're like outsourcing your work and you had an assistant and you were saying like, okay, I need this list done. Or like when we had interns, like that would be the list thing. I'd be like, okay, I know how to do this. I can explain how to do it. And I'm telling someone else how to do it. So I guess it's like that. But yeah, it does worry me too. I don't want my brain to shrivel up.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in school and you're using it while you're in school, then you're not getting the benefit of school.
You're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one is kind of gross, and I was hesitant to even bring this up, but I'm like, it is interesting. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Earwax as an early biomarker for Parkinson's disease.
What? Okay, read on.
Study title, Earwax as a possible screening medium for Parkinson's disease. So this was in China. Analytical Chemistry, American Chemical Society. How they did it. So they swabbed the external ear canals of participants to collect earwax. I'm going to gag. Like something about earwax is so disgusting to me. I don't understand. Like Jaden sent me a picture the other day and I was like,
look what I got out of my ear.
And I almost threw up and I had to delete the photo out of the thread because I was like, do not ever text me that again. That was the most disgusting thing. It just like something about it is like, I can't go there mentally. It's like one of those weird things that I'm just like that.
I don't think earwax is
I know.
that
I don't know
bad,
why.
but
It just gives me the heebie-jeebies. Okay. Chemical analysis. Use gas chromatography to identify. Okay. We don't know. AI detection applied in art. Okay. That was too scientific. Let me go a little bit. Okay. So it was 209 adults. So there was Parkinson's patients. 108 had confirmed diagnosis. The control group, 101 healthy individuals without neurological diseases. Participants were screened for other confounding conditions to isolate Parkinson's specific biomarkers. Okay, so then the VOC signature was, so they're talking about the AI, the VOCs, is that what they're saying is for, okay. Identified 4 specific VOCs that were present at significantly different levels in Parkinson's patient. And then there's these long words, benzene, ethyl-lutein, I don't know. The AIO system could detect Parkinson's with 94% accuracy, remarkably high for a non-invasive test. The VOC signature was present before many clinical symptoms, suggesting promise as pre-symptomatic screening tool. Oh, wait. So I think what they're saying is that they could see it in the earwax.
So the chemicals
were in the earwax, not the fact that they had a lot of earwax. Why was I misunderstanding that?
That's where I wanted you to get to. I'm like, so did they have a lot of earwax?
I thought they took out a ton of earwax and they're like, whoa, you have Parkinson's. Or that is so terrifying. Okay. So that's cool. So you can swab it and get an idea.
So there's certain chemicals within the earwax that was able to detect Parkinson's.
Right. So these four ethylbenzene, 4-ethyl-lutein.
We don't need to struggle.
Pentanol, 2-penadicyl, and 1,2-dialoxylane. So if you have any of those, no, I don't even know. They might start doing that where you can do like at-home tests. A lot of those hormone tests you can do at home too. So I wonder if it would be something like that where they.
That would be really nice.
That would be really cool.
Or they can give like a hint where if they do test and they're seeing the increased levels, maybe they can catch it. Or, well, is there a cure for Parkinson's?
I think it's a neurological disorder.
So it's just like,
I mean, I think you can definitely slow it down, especially if that one study said that people who live like, was it a mile or a mile and a half away from a golf course are way more likely to get Parkinson's because of all the Roundup that's sprayed at golf courses. So it's definitely like because of, I think it's a lot to do with like environmental factors. Most of the diseases aren't hereditary anyway. So it's like lifestyle or, you know, if you're living next to like a toxic area.
Well, it would be interesting if they were able to test and be like, wait, we see these levels starting to increase. What's in your environment?
Right.
That, like,
and move away from it.
What point would it tip the scales to where, okay, now you have Parkinson's?
Right. Because I think, once you get it, you think you can slow it down. I'm not 100% on that, but it's non-invasive, low cost, and scalable. So that's cool for pre-screening. So Parkinson's has long been linked to olfactory decline, loss of smell as an early symptom. This study flips the script. Instead of noticing what a person can't smell, it detects what they emit, a reverse olfactory diagnostic. And then it says potential for at-home testing, which is cool.
Remember watching that movie that kind of reminds me where that lady was trying to... that blood test where it was just like one drop of blood.
Oh, that girl that went to prison for fraud. What was her name?
I can't remember specifically, but I watched it on the plane. It was like a Steve Jobs vibe.
She wanted to be Steve Jobs, didn't she? She'd always wear the black turtleneck. What was her name?
Silicon Valley.
Well, why are you bringing it up?
Well, at-home test for Parkinson's just based on ear, but it'd be interesting if they did have something like that because I mean, how many vials of blood do we need to take out for function health? And she was trying to make it to where you just had one drop of blood to be able to give you all those.
That was
markers.
Way too good to be true.
Yeah, I don't know why people didn't pick up on that earlier. Like,
wasn't she having to switch out the vials to say that they were doing it? Like, she was really misleading
She was doing a lot of shady stuff.
Okay, let me see what the next one. Do you have any other thoughts on that?
I think it's cool. I mean, if you can even detect it early and you can do something about it and it's non-invasive, it's at home, and the tests aren't that expensive.
Okay. 1 avocado a day boosts metabolic and sleep health. So this was in early 2025. The study title is Dietary Impacts of Daily Avocado Consumption on Nutrient Intake, Metabolic Markers, and Sleep Health. Pennsylvania State University. Uh-oh.
Oh, great.
It was funded by Haas Avocado Board.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I'm fine with whoever funds a study if it can be replicated again. So I would love to see this study replicated by a non-Haas Avocado board members. It says independently conducted. but it was funded by them. Which that's interesting because maybe they just wanted to see, do avocados actually help?
They're like, okay, how can we market this better?
I mean, I don't mind if a study is funded by someone who promotes that product, but it needs to be replicated in other studies. So take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, we know avocados are good for us anyway. Like,
yeah.
I don't think it's groundbreaking, but okay. So the design was randomized controlled trial, RCT, 26 weeks. The intervention group ate 1 Hass avocado per day. Hass avocado is a type of avocado, not a brand, right?
No,
like a Hass avocado is just like a large avocado, right? It's not like a brand. The brand is not Hass, right?
I have no idea. Wait, look that up, because that's gonna be
I want to say a Hass avocado is a type of avocado tree.
Same, but
should you ask Chat?
right.
Let's not use but let's just wonder on that one and let our brain think upon that.
That's the thing. We would just Google it, and then when we'd find the answer, then we were like, okay, now I know.
Okay, fine. Let me just ask Google AI and see if that doesn't shrivel my brain.
I think it'll survive.
What's a Hass avocado? Oh my gosh, I feel my brain sinking right now.
What else would
Hass avocado is a popular cultivar avocado known for its distinctive dark, bumpy skin that turns almost black. It is the most commercially popular avocado. I mean, what other kind of avocados are they? Guess that's the only ones we get, right? What are other types of avocados?
Because I know there's some that are more circular, but we don't normally get those. I don't think they sell them that much at the stores either.
So the other ones include the Fuerte, the Bacon, the Reed, the Pinkerton, and the Dutano. I definitely have not tried any of these ones.
See, I think
they're a lot more green. They almost don't look like avocados. Like if they were sitting on the counter.
Yeah,
I would think they're really a papaya or something.
Circular ones before. I think my grandpa had that one. He didn't have the one that, and that's probably like a whole marketing thing too, because I'm sure it's the same thing inside, but because
it just looks more familiar.
This looks like an avocado.
Okay, intervention group ate 1 Hass avocado per day, which is 250 calories. Control group continued normal diet without an added avocado. Participants logged 24-hour dietary recalls, wore sleep monitors, and underwent metabolic blood testing. Sleep was assessed using the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index and objective time in bed measures. So that is kind of tough because they're self-reporting. So they're not using an Oura ring. They're not, right? Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index. Well, for some reason, I think like when I wake up with my Oura ring that I slept more or that I was in bed less. I wake up thinking I didn't get enough sleep. And then I look at my Oura ring and I'm like, oh, I got 8 hours. I'm fine. But sometimes I'll wake up kind of tired. And I'm like, I didn't go to bed early enough. I'm like, wait, I was in bed for 9.5 hours and I slept for 8. So I fell asleep quickly. But then the Oura ring will reassure me that, oh yeah, I did get enough sleep and I didn't wake up as much as I thought I did.
So you don't think they hooked up anything to them?
I don't know. Because I would probably definitely self-report that I was sleeping less than I actually was. Just based on doing, like sometimes I'll read longer in bed, longer than I should. And I always put my phone on airplane mode before I go to bed. So it's away from my bed and it's turned off. So then if I read, I don't know what time it is when I go to bed. I'm just like, oh, I probably read a little bit too long. I need to go to sleep because everyone else is asleep.
I also feel like this study can be very misleading because
self-reporting is tough.
Well, self-reporting, but then also like, what are the diets of, like, was everyone on the same diet? Was everyone told to go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time?
I mean, we know avocados are good for you, but
like this is why you have to dig into like how was it actually tested, because there's a ton of other variables, or like where half the people fit people. And
participants were 1,008 adults aged 25 to 75 years old. The criteria had to be abdominal obesity, waist circumference over 35 inches for women and over 40 inches for men. The BMI had to be above 25, no serious chronic illness, and then diverse racial ethnic representations across multiple U.S. sites.
So more than likely they weren't necessarily healthy and probably kind of eating.
Well, it didn't seem like they wanted them to be overly healthy or like an athlete. Improved diet quality. The avocado group scored a plus 4.7 points higher on the healthy eating index, increased fiber, magnesium, potassium, and unsaturated fat intake, reduced added sugar and sodium. Better sleep. Participants reported 30 more minutes of sleep per night. PSQI scores improved, indicating better subjective sleep quality. More consistent sleep-wake timing. Metabolic benefits. Modest but statistically significant increases in HDL, which is good cholesterol. No significant weight loss, but better fat distribution noted in some subgroups, which is an ongoing analysis. So what else stood out? Even though participants added 250 calories a day from the avocado, there was no net weight gain. Avocado seemed to boost satiety.
Basically, just
to satisfy.
Yeah.
How do you say it though? Satiety.
Wait, let me look at it. I have to look at it.
I'm feeling really stupid today.
It's the damn ChatGPT. Oh man, avocado seemed to boo.
Let me see how it sounds. Sati. Gosh, I've definitely heard this, but I just can't. It's not on the tip of my tongue.
Satiety?
No, it's not even close.
No,
Let's see.
it's not going to sound how it looks
How come
phonetically.
it won't? Satiety. Wait.
What? Just
What?
satiety?
No, that's not right, is it? Maybe I wrote the wrong word. Satiety?
Satiety. I don't think I've ever heard that being used.
I just downloaded this app called Vocabulary, and it's supposed to help me every day give me a word, because sometimes I come across words and usually my vocab is pretty good, but like something like this where it's like then I should look it up afterwards and like know how to pronounce it so I can use it.
Does it pronounce in the vocab act too?
Yeah.
Satiety.
Satiety. That would be tough for me to use. Okay, let's see if we can use it in a sentence. Avocado seem to boost satiety. Wow, I'm feeling so smart.
Wow, we're learning things.
Which may naturally reduce other caloric intake. Okay, so interesting. All right. Researchers weren't studying sleep as a primary outcome, but it improved anyway, maybe due to avocado's magnesium, B6, and healthy fat content, all of which support neurotransmitter balance, serotonin, and melatonin. Okay, that's interesting because I would say that each of us have a half of avocado a day. But should we have a full avocado?
That's a lot.
I love avocado though. Oh, this is my favorite. Avocado, cayenne pepper, Baja Gold salt, and a lot of crushed black pepper. I can just eat it like that.
Not hard-boiled egg. Mix that in too.
I mean, I could just slice an avocado and just open it up, and the cayenne, the salt, the pepper. Like my mouth is watering right now.
Should we put this on case study test? We each eat an avocado and see if our sleep scores improve.
True. I didn't realize it has so much magnesium in it. My vitamin B6 was pretty optimal right now. So I wonder if you start having, because I always think about it like you're supposed to be eating what's in season and a variety of things, right? Like if you're only having the same things every day, is that really helpful to your body? Like you're never mixing it up. I mean, I would love to have an avocado tree.
But then you would only get avocados like once a year. It's not like it's going to give you a year full.
We would go on walks, and Anthony, we'd always pass, this is when we were at our Pasadena house, and we'd always pass this avocado tree, and Anthony would try to scoop them up, and they were in the street, like they were going to get run over by cars. But every time someone would walk by, Anthony would drop them again. Like we were so embarrassed that we were picking up avocados off the floor. But we saw other families doing it, but it just was embarrassing.
There was so many.
We didn't want people to think
avocados.
we were taking their avocados from their tree, which we weren't.
You can't access it. Yeah, there's a gate, but the squirrels would eat. And they would just take like a little bite. So there's.
But you would get embarrassed and put them down. Like you didn't get any avocados
that are wasted.
Oh my God. Okay. So the takeaway is add a half of avocado to a meal daily. Smoothies, toast, bowls, tacos. Use it to replace saturated fat. So instead of mayo or cream cheese or butter. I don't know if that's good advice because I eat so much butter. Is that too much saturated fat? I guess I don't really think about it.
Yeah, but what are you having? We do use butter for the pans. And we have toast every once in a while, but you're not. What else are we? I guess the stuff you're baking.
Like last night on the salmon, I put a ton of butter and garlic on it. I used a stick of butter in what I topped on everything. But it wasn't like I ate the whole stick myself. But I put a butter in a lot of things. And if I bake, the apple crisp we have is like crumbled butter with... So we probably have butter more than you realize just because I'm using it.
We do have a lot of butter in the fridge, and I feel like we go through it quite a bit.
I know, I go through it.
Because I'm not cooking with it. I just don't
I love some butter.
realize it.
Pair with protein and fiber for even better blood sugar control. It says, if concerned about cost, buy frozen chunks or shop in season for deals. The bummer is our farmer's market never has avocados.
I want to say a majority of avocados are in California, Mexico.
Yeah.
Because they require just the environmental.
So the good thing would be on that is if you do find avocados for a good price, buy them in bulk, cut them up and freeze them.
Yeah.
And use them for... The thing is, I like them better fresh, though.
They do make smoothies more...
creamy.
Yeah.
You were buying the pre-cut frozen ones for a little bit. We would add in.
Because I didn't wake up to the idea like, okay, I have overripe avocados. I can literally put these in the freezer.
The bummer is Elliot really won't eat an avocado. He did when he was younger, like around 6 or 7 months. He would only eat avocados. Like if it was topped on something, he would always try it. But now he just is
Bobby
like...
was really good with avocados too when she was little.
I don't think they really... Well, they have them in their smoothies. So half the time they don't even know what...
Yeah.
Like they're having a bunch of things in their smoothies.
She can take out a bowl of guacamole though.
Oh yeah, we love... Oh, I have... For tomorrow night, I'm making chicken tortilla soup and I'm doing rice, beans, and guacamole. I thought we can make like bowls to dip the chips in. The masa chips are so good. So she'll help me make the guacamole. That's why we have so many avocados up there right now. We've still been going through them. All right. Okay, so this one is the study title, Interrupting Prolonged Sitting with Light Physical Activity Improves Postprandial Glycemia. I don't know if I'm saying that right. A meta-analysis of crossover trials. So overall, it was that interpreting...
Okay, here we go.
Oh my gosh. Interrupting sitting every 30 minutes improves post-meal glucose control.
Is it just standing up or...
I'm trying to read the study. Journal, Diabetologica, official journal of the European Association for the Study of Diabetes. Okay, so how they did it. A meta-analysis of 13 randomized crossover trials approach. Participants remained seated for long periods of time or broke up sitting every 20 to 30 minutes. Interruptions were light intensity activity, standing, walking slowly for 2 to 5 minutes. Blood glucose levels were monitored for several hours after meals. Each participant experienced both conditions, interrupted sitting versus prolonged sitting, enabling direct comparison. Okay. So the demographics were healthy adults, adults with overweight and obesity, adults with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, and then ages range from early 30s to late 60s. On average, the significant reductions in post-meal blood glucose, on average, glucose levels were 10 to 20% lower when sitting was interrupted regularly. That is really good to know. Effect was strongest in individuals with insulin resistance or prediabetes. So that's good for you.
I feel like I'm not sitting that long though. I'm always walking or doing something.
Insulin sensitivity improved. Some trials showed improved insulin response following interrupted sitting compared to prolonged sitting. Light movement was sufficient. Walking slowly, standing, or calf raises were all effective. No vigorous exercise needed, just 2 to 5 minutes of motion every 30 minutes. Okay, we're definitely doing that.
Yeah.
We're not sitting in a desk.
We don't have desk jobs.
Yeah.
But people that are sitting for 4 hours and then go to lunch and then come back and sit for another 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's tough on your... I remember when I was at a desk job, I wouldn't be able to sit there for... Like, I'd have to always... I would go to the kitchen, like, fill up my water.
Like a coffee break.
Yeah, I would go on a coffee break.
Or...
We had a Starbucks that was right across the street, and sometimes our CEO would treat everyone to coffee, and he was always, like, so generous like that. So at 3 o'clock, he'd be like, I'm taking people over to Starbucks. I'm like, I'm joining for that free coffee.
But now you wouldn't do it
because
of
so
caffeine
fun.
after 3.
I know. Now we don't drink caffeine after... I don't drink it after 10:30.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday I did. I drank it later than normal, but we split it.
I think 1 o'clock. 12 to 1 is kind of like the cutoff
The
time.
push, yeah. We definitely don't do it after 3. It does affect your sleep, even if you don't think it does. I think coffee metabolizes I think it's fur. Every time I say for, I need to say for, not fur.
Fur.
Gosh, I need to work on my vocab or my pronunciation. I catch myself doing that because I notice it when the kids say it. And I'm like, shoot, they're saying what I'm saying. Yes.
Comes into play?
She has sometimes the word she says is a reflection of how I speak. What was I saying? What are we talking about? Prediabetes?
You said that was good for me, but I'm always walking around. I'm not sitting for long. If I'm sitting, I'm either eating or...
No, the thing is, though, we do drive longer here, so we are sitting in the car longer.
That's right, yeah.
Like today, we drove probably an hour back and forth, and that's sitting for an hour. We should have came back and walked around for a little bit, but...
Yeah.
You know, that I'm getting ready and I'm kind of straightening. I guess I was kind of moving around. I was feeding the kids. I think being more cognizant of it and knowing, like, if I... Like, for right now, we're filming this for an hour. We need to get up and, like, brisk rock around the house just to like get things moving or do calf raises. It says 2 to 5 minutes of motion every 30 minutes.
But they even said like slow walking. I mean, us getting up and doing things around the house, that's activity.
Yeah. Benefits are immediate and compound over time. These aren't long-term results requiring months of change. Benefits showed up the same day after just one meal. I would love to start incorporating that after we eat more. It's just like moving a little bit more.
Meal.
Yeah. The kids really look forward to our walks, though, so I think it's a good time for, even if we do it after lunch and just say, let's go outside and walk, or like they can play with the car out there.
But then that's not helping them if they're in the car.
True. They actually need to be walking, too. That's so true. They've been driving that car when we go on walks. I didn't even think about that.
Or they can walk for a little bit, like walk there, and then on the way back, drive the car. Or
so who would drive the car?
I just do the remote.
Oh, true. And say you guys can follow it.
Chase after the car.
Because when we were in Pasadena, Poppy would always come on walks with us and we wouldn't bring the stroller. She would just walk around the block. I mean, she was walking like 1.5 miles. We would walk and she would keep up with us and we'd play hide and go seek. But Elliot was in the carrier still. He's always been. But I could have him walk next to us. He doesn't need to be in a stroller.
Yeah, a little bit of walking.
I think that's good to just keep in mind and have them running around more.
I can definitely feel it after meals, though, especially after a heavy meal and we go and take a walk. Like, then it feels like I didn't even eat.
And you feel like you can go to sleep better, right? Like, you're not as stuffed. Even healthy participants benefited, meaning it's not just a diabetic intervention. It's for anyone sitting a lot. No equipment is required. Just standing up or moving in place for a couple minutes made a measurable metabolic impact. Make the strategy more inclusive and actionable than full workout prescriptions. Maybe we should do this for the next month before we get our blood work taken again. And then, well, we just got a gym pass. We're very excited about that. We've been trying to work out at home in the morning and it just has not been working out for us.
The kid factor is...
Elliot is way more aware. I think we need to move the workout gear because it's right by his door. And every time we've tried up there, he's woken up. And so I'm not sure. It's just tough because then actually I've been doing some workouts with them in there with me, but then he's like hanging on me. I don't want him to get hurt.
It's not like a fully focused workout.
It's not fully focused. And I'm worried that, like, I was doing the kettlebells when I was in there and he came in. I'm like, now I don't want to swing them full. I don't want him to get hit in the head. If he's behind me, I don't know. So there's been a little bit of where I'm like, well, I'll just walk. And then he tries to get on the treadmill and he's like flying backwards. I'm like, get off the treadmill.
Well, it's easier because we're getting out of the house and we're like, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it forces us to go through it, where it's the house, you kind of have, oh, well, the kitchen is dirty. Or like there's things you can make excuses for.
I do like using the treadmill for days where it was like raining or it was like way too hot to walk outside. And I use that to I'll watch a podcast on there and I'll walk. It's hard for me to read when I'm on the treadmill because I feel like it's like I'm going to trip or something, but I like to watch something. That's usually how I'll get like my news caught up. Yeah, that's a good one. That's like a nice thing to have at home just to get some more steps in. But I really like going outside and doing our walks. I don't enjoy the treadmill as much as I enjoy just being outside. And
you can get some vitamin D out in the fresh air.
Yeah. Okay. let's go. Are we good with that one, or do you want to?
Well, I was going to say, I remember seeing one of the fitness people, or like Gary Brecker, not Dr. Hyman, but one of them was saying that throughout the day, if you did 15 squats each hour, that helps with insulin levels. Like 15 body squats. So like you get up, you do 15 squats, and then you can do like 15 push-ups. But if you did that every hour, that would help insulin levels.
So it wasn't just after you eat?
Kind of like the same thing like this, where if you're sitting for too long and then you're just up and moving.
Well, don't you think we were designed to be outside, and in like when people had land for the first time, they would have they'd have their garden, they would cultivate the land. They were not sitting indoors all day. Like, this is a new phenomenon that it's like you have to do all these other things to go against, like, you're going back to like how our bodies were designed, like how God designed us to be outside and taking care of the earth and doing jobs and like manual labor jobs, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, Jesus was a carpenter.
The sedentary lifestyle
his work was
kills
right.
You.
So I think that it's just you have to do a lot to go back to how your body was designed. It's like if you have a desk job, you have to do a little bit extra to make sure you're not falling into that.
Get to the gym, do your walks, get out of the seat.
Right. There's like so many other things you have to do to, instead of just if you had a job where you're
like construction worker.
Right.
Like
they're like getting, yeah.
The handyman jobs.
Okay. 8 kinds of walks that help you live longer. I thought this was a good segue. So I found these ones, and I subscribed to Dr. Mark Hyman's email blast
newsletter.
And he has like a Friday favorites, or like Friday things that he's been reading. And so he always puts the link to the studies, but I like that one. So, okay, so it's a curated synthesis of multiple large-scale cohort studies and controlled trials. While not an original peer study review, it draws from respected published research. Key sources include Steps in Mortality, meta-analysis from the JAMA Internal Medicine, JAMA Internal Medicine, The Lancet, and The Circulation. Participants wore step counters and were tracked for several years. All-cause mortality risk was assessed against daily steps count. Creativity boost from walking. Stanford study measured idea generation pre- and post-walking sessions indoors and outdoors. Mood improvement. University of Mississippi, RCT, compared 5-minute walks to sitting in terms of mood and emotional well-being. And then blood sugar control. Italian and Japanese studies on post-meal walking measured prandial glucose after light walking versus sitting. Okay, so the original study cited in the article covered diverse groups. 47,000 adults ages 40 to 80 across several countries. Followed-up periods range from 4 to 10 years. So the Creative Walk study, 176 undergraduates. Okay, so you get the idea. Anyway, that's just like, because it's like it's an overall finding of like a compilation of studies. Mm-hmm. So let's get to the point. The key findings were the longevity finding was every 1,000 steps a day beyond 2,500 was linked to a 12 to 15% reduction in all-cause mortality. So every 1,000 steps a day beyond 2,500. So let's say you do 3,500 steps a day, linked to a 12 to 15% reduction in all-cause mortality, which I thought was pretty interesting. Optimal benefit plateaued around 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So that's probably why it's recommended to get those steps in.
Like shoot for 10,000,
yeah,
knowing that you'll probably
get like 8.
Yeah.
Participants generated 60,000 or 60% more creative ideas after walking. The effect lasted after they even sat back down. Mood. Just 5 minutes of walking significantly improved positive effect. Effects were strongest when done outdoors or with music. See, I feel like that when we get back from a walk after we do it at nighttime, like I look forward to it. It's a little nightly routine. And I just feel good after. It's like knowing you went on a walk maybe, but also I'm a little sweaty. My legs feel like the circulation is going.
Well, you're getting out of the house too, and
Yeah, the kids are having fun. Glucose control. A 2 to 5 minute walk after meals reduce blood sugar spikes by 25 to 30%. So that goes back to getting walking after you eat, which I need to do a better job of doing after breakfast. I don't really walk after breakfast. Like I eat a breakfast, but I feel like I take my time eating and I'm hanging out with the kids and then
do stuff around the house.
Yeah.
25 to 30%
that's a good chunk.
Yeah.
What else stood out? So there's 8 types of walks, each targeting a different benefit. So a catch-up walk is a social connection walk. You get that? Like you catch up and walk.
When you first said the title, though, I was thinking like, what different ways can I walk? And then I'm like, doing a sidewalk, a jiggle, or like walking backwards. I didn't think.
A creative walk is a mental block. A mood walk is a stress release. An after dinner walk is a glucose control. Walking meetings, productivity, which we do that when we're on calls. We'll walk.
Yeah.
Selfish walks with a podcast or an audiobook. I would say that's good if I don't love to use, if I'm out in a city walking, especially if I'm walking by myself, I don't want to have my headphones in.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're just in the day, like walking around on a lunch break. I don't know when I would do that.
I don't like not being able to hear my surroundings.
Well, I think the selfish walk for me with a podcast or audiobook would be on the treadmill. When it's just like I'm by myself, I'm watching something I wanted to watch, and I wouldn't want to sit there and watch an hour podcast just like sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Mall walks, weatherproof. That's a cute idea. Like, let's go to the mall and walk around. I love that, which we love doing. We'd always do that at the Arcadia Mall before. That was such a part of our...
Like a fun outing.
Yeah. Which the mall here is pretty cute. They have a American Girl doll store that Poppy loves. It's a smaller one. It's not as big as the Grove, but...
Yeah, there's a few. Like that indoor one, Green Hills, was it?
Green Hills Mall is nice. The one in Franklin is the Cool Springs Galleria. They don't have a Nordstrom, but I feel like we've been going to the Green Hills Mall, if anything.
Which that'd be nice, like on a hot day.
Right, and just walk around. I didn't even think about that. Dog walks, consistently and companionship. Temptation, bundling works. So pairing walks with something enjoyable, music, phone call, or a treat afterward improves consistency. We're like, let's walk to get ice cream. Shoot, we can't even walk to get ice cream from here.
No, we can't really walk anywhere from here other than see the horses.
I guess we would when we were in the San Marino house. We could walk to downtown San Marino. We were really close to there. We get an ice cream. Do you miss that? Like being able to walk and get like a coffee?
I do miss that a little bit. Accessibility.
Yeah.
Being able to just get out of the house, but then go somewhere without actually having to get into the car. Like that little downtown area was really cute.
That area was so adorable. Minimal time, big games. Many benefits come from under 10 minutes. Redefining what exercise needs to look like. So maybe you don't have time for a full hour workout, but you just break it up into, if I was trying to think of at my accounting firm, I had the office. I could have just done squats in there. I had my own office, so it wasn't.
You can do it right next to the break room where they're serving.
Yeah, I could have done some push-ups every hour. Okay, that's exciting. Now I'm more excited to do my walk today. Thinking about those things.
I think it's one of those things where you don't think you have enough time to do it, but in essence, it's like, okay, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it's not that big of a deal. And just go do it. And then once you start getting the repetition down, then it just seems more of like, oh, I need to walk after I eat or else I'm not going to feel that great.
Right. I like walking too. I don't love running. I've never gotten into it. I try a few times on the treadmill. I just don't really like it.
Yeah, not a fan. Like, what would be the comparative benefits unless you're running to train for something specific?
Well, I think your heart health,
like
getting in that zone 3 training. Yeah. But I think you could do that in ways like doing a HIIT workout twice a week. But if you would love to run, that's a different thing because then it boosts serotonin. There's other benefits. But for me, I feel like I would have to eat so much if I ran.
Oh, Just
like
'cause
to
it just
keep the
burns
calories on. Right.
Yeah.
I feel like it would burn a ton of muscle for me that
If
would
you're
be
doing
hard for me
hour
to.
runs every day.
Yeah, it would be hard for me to eat that much. Like sometimes I feel like I eat a lot, but it's like sometimes I feel like I'm like, if I want to put on more muscle, I have to eat even more. And I'm like full.
That's right, because you can see the difference between someone like a runner's body and then someone who does kind of a combination of both and someone who's just straight weights.
You have to do what works for you. But I do think that conscious effort of like, I'm moving my body today is never going to be a negative thing.
We always try to take the stairs when we can.
We park further away so we can walk further.
Just like little things throughout the day that you can, it takes a little bit more effort.
I do like having the stairs here because I do run up them more than I need to, just because I think I'll just like run faster up them and get my heart rate up a little bit. So that's been nice. And they're carpet stairs, so it's not like you'll fall.
I just remember the first time moving in, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just walking everywhere around this house because Poppy would forget something. So I'd go downstairs,
run down, go
come
back up.
And then Elliot needs something, go back downstairs, come back up.
I mean, we didn't have stairs before at the other house. So we had it at our first house, but I don't remember the stairs being like getting my heart rate after going up them. But then we didn't have Poppy. Like Poppy was just born, so she wasn't asking for things or like, I forgot my dog downstairs. Can you grab it?
Yeah, I feel like we weren't going up and down as much.
No.
Well, improve overall health.
I need to look up a study for my posture. I feel like my posture has gotten worse. Like I'm like hunched over, I feel like.
Could it be
I don't know how to undo it. It's probably a combination of things. And when I hold the kids, I stand weird. That's what I'm worried about. I'm like, oh,
so you're saying,
am I going to have a hunchback?
Are your shoulders more forward?
Yeah, just in general. Like even if I'm sitting, like yesterday we were sitting in church, I noticed that I was just sitting kind of slumped. And so I stood up, but it's like a little uncomfortable for me to sit like
Isn't
this.
that like a stress thing too? Didn't she say that?
I have no idea.
You kind of carry your stress in your shoulders. So if that's the case, then you're going to be more forward and up.
I don't know, but now
throughout the day, I
but
just
also
always
I'm tall, so I feel like when I was younger, maybe I was slouching to be. I don't know. I truthfully don't understand, but I do. I've been trying to do those
Just
back
throughout the
stretches.
day. Oh,
That
yeah.
green pod I bought. I forget what it's called, but you're supposed to put it in your neck and kind of just lay on it. It does feel better afterwards, just like opening things up. But I'm worried that my bones are growing forward.
You just got to be more cognitive of throughout the day. If you
I
feel
know.
like, just push your shoulders back and like your chest out. Or maybe you're just downhill from here.
I know. I'm like, what am I going to look like in 20 years if I'm just hunched forward?
Yeah.
So I need to work on that. Okay, well, thanks so much for tuning in to our studies that we've been reviewing and thought were pretty interesting. Wanted to share them. So stay tuned for next Thursday and we will chat about random things then.
You can catch us on Apple and Spotify and also take a look at our YouTube channel. And feel free to leave a review if there's something that interests you and a topic that we haven't covered. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And we will catch you next Thursday.